We didn't do the box office yesterday. I absolutely did forget about it. But I said today, I forgot about it. I remember it around like 12. I was like, I'm just going to go to sleep and forget about the box office and do it tomorrow. So the box office hasn't been very great this week. Again, February and January are never really strong box office weeks. The only real strong day you have is Valentine's Day, and that's it. And they decided to release a Madame Web on Valentine's Day. The Bob Marley movie might actually make money at the end of its box office run. Actually, it's at 80 million, not 34 million like it was previously reported, which means they have overestimated this movie's box office potential. Underestimated this movie's box office potential. Again, they are keeping the budget smaller for this movie, which is a good thing. They're not spending $100 million on this movie, but this movie still costs a lot of money to make. This movie's needs to make $180 million to break even. I think it will, given the lack of competition in the next week. It's having decent ratings at the box office, all things considered. It did have a massive drop off from, Valentine's Day to Thursday, but again, the dropping is a drop from Valentine's Day to Thursday. That's why they even talk about Madame Web's drop because again, Thursday is not holiday. There's no holidays on Thursday, so people are not gonna go see big movies on Thursday. They're gonna wait for the major weekend to see movies. For Bob Marley Love 1, you also have the President's Day numbers here as well. Add into a 52 total 6-day weekend, which is not the most impressive in the world. But again, this is a person that a lot of people, I've never even heard Bob Marley until I looked him up. He is a music artist. He makes really old music, but for the people who like his music, they're the ones who are really going out to go see the movie. And yeah, it's gonna be mostly black and Hispanic people who are going to be seeing this movie. The as well. I wonder how well it is doing internationally. What is the highest grossing markets? The UK, France, Australia, Brazil, Mexico, Germany. So it's basically just the usual countries. So Mexico, Brazil are there. The major European countries are there, and Australia is there. The usual countries that are there as well. So Bob Marley must be pretty popular in Europe as well. So yeah. But then we have Madame Web, the biggest flop of the year so far. Madame Web has made $51 million globally. It actually did better hold than Bob Marley Love 1, but Bob Marley Love 1 had a much larger opening. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, so of course it was going to drop larger than Madame Web simply because it had the opening. If you compare the per feeder, Bob Marley had significantly more people going to see the movie. Okay, significantly more people. Again, Thursday is not really the most busy week in terms of movies. No days of terms of movies. If you look at the per capita, per feeder, charts, But Madame Web is still gonna flop and lose money. I don't see this movie having any semblance of legs. No one is going to be seeing this movie. Okay, it it did technically overperform the 6-day total with 26 million. It was always supposed to open to like 20 to 22 million yen, but it had a draw. It didn't really do too well on President's Day Monday as well. The Beekeeper, Anyone But You as well, doing pretty well as well. And they don't have any numbers for Mike Grayson just yet as well. We are talking about the weekend numbers. And also, I think Mike Grayson should be doing pretty well on Monday as well. But Madame Web isn't doing too well at the box office and needs to make a lot more money for it to break even. So Madame Web made 51 million currently. The movie needs to make another $149 million to break even, which it isn't doing. It is not making that much more money to break even. Okay. I think they're gonna end. I think this is another blow to the woke feminist girl power movies that no one wants. Okay, no one wants these woke girl power movies. Okay, And you can also see here the Marvels, which again that movie's done for its box office one, had made an embarrassing, paltry $205 million. And people say, well, people do like go red movies. Barbie made money, but again, Barbie is different than the Marvels. Okay, Barbie wasn't as woke as I know as the Marvels. Okay, I have still never seen Barbie. Apparently, that's a red flag if you have never seen Barbie, because it's completely ridiculous. Like, not everybody has seen a freaking movie, okay? Not everybody has seen Barbie, and not everybody has to, okay? The movie was successful because of a meme on TikTok that became really popular. Same thing with Oppenheimer. There was a meme going around online that was very popular, and both Oppenheimer and Barbie made a lot of money because of that meme. Okay, the Marvels had no such meme. If you get girl power movies, they have been doing very poorly. The Marvels is an example. Madame Web is an example. Okay, these movies, absolutely no one wants to go see them. Okay, Bob Marley Love 1, again, that movie, they really sort of spent so much money on a movie about Bob Marley. They sort of spent like 40 to 50 miles, but I think they spent the same amount of money at the Queen one, Bohemian Rhapsody. But Madame Web made -$149 million. I can foresee Bob Marley Love 1 having some legs at the box office. I think it's One Love, not Love 1. Someone pointed out. I'm gonna change it. Yeah. But now we're gonna go over to the minor movies. So yeah, Madame Web isn't doing too well at the box office despite the holiday weekend as well. So I don't see Madame Web having any sort of legs at the box office. Bob Marley One Love, we're going to see if it does have legs or not. But again, there's really no movies coming out next week. So Argyle, one of the biggest box office flops of the year as well. No one is going to see this movie. It is not too surprising at all. You know, they spent $200 million on these failures. So Apple has three of the biggest box office failures of all time. Okay? Excuse me. But Apple has three of the biggest box office failures of all time. Okay? Yes, of all time. Napoleon, Argyle, and Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't care how many Oscars these movies get. No one wants to see them. It's just that simple. Okay? We have Mike Grayson. This movie is continuing to hold on week by week. And actually, it has had an increase over last week. Yes, Mike Grayson has had an increase in numbers from last week, making $3.7 million out of $14 million at the box office. The movie made $149 million internationally as well. So yeah, Mike Grayson made a total amount of money, $254 million. The movie has broken even a long time ago. I don't think it will pass $400 million globally. I don't think it is doing well enough internationally for it to pass it globally, but the movie has made money either way. So Mike Grayson isn't doing as well as Puss in Boots, but it is still see the Puss in Boots effect almost totally. The Chosen, this is a TV show that they keep putting into the theaters, and people keep going to see him. I will not tracking The Chosen season 4. So yeah, Wonka made $604 million globally at the box office. Yes, it did break $600 million globally. It won't pass $700 million. This movie is nearing the end of its box office run as well. And once March comes around, this movie will basically be dead. It's typically how it goes, you know. Usually the holiday movies are supposed to hold over for the next 2 months and then they go die. Wonka is that type of movie. It's going to make a lot of money in January and February like it did. For example, a lot of it made around $143 million in the holiday opening, but and it also made a decent amount of money outside of the holiday frame. So yeah, that's about this. That's about Wonka. Yeah, the Beekeeper, which for some reason the numbers refuses to talk about the global box office of this movie. They still have it stuck at international numbers, stuck at $59 million. Would have definitely made way more money than that, according to Box Office Mojo and other various sources. So again, just like of many other movies, this movie is behind. Again, Box Office Mojo is not the most accurate either. For example, Expendables 4 doesn't really have a real box office. I stopped tracking that movie a long time ago. That's a major flop as well. But The Beekeeper made 60 million, around $60 million, way more than anyone was anticipating for this movie to make as well. Again, it keeps holding over because of the lack of new major movies coming out. So yeah, as well. So The Beekeeper continues to make money. Anyone But You, another movie that continues to keep holding over because of the lack of new movies as well. Anyone But You made $85 million. Again, the elemental effect, that's what people have coined the term, but I'm going to use the Puss in Boots effect. This is a phenomenon that's been happening over the past year where these non-franchise movies or movies that were projected to flop outbeat expectations and have extremely great ratings at the box office. Okay, and we had Puss in Boots last year. You had obviously Elemental, The Sound of Freedom, a movie that was not advertised at all. You had Migration. You had that even the Hunger Games had a little bit of it as well. That movie was projected to fail at the box office, but it made money as well. Anyone But You, Migration, The Beekeeper are more examples of this for these movies that were projected to not make that much money, outperform expectations, and defy expectations of movies at the box office. Anyone But You, I think, is having a strong rig as Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Puss in Boots only opened to everywhere, but this movie only opened to 6 million. Okay, 6 million, and only opened to. Okay, and has continued to do really well ever since the movie's box office has came out. Unlike a movie like Aquaman, where the movie has kind of died off, Anyone But You and Migration and The Beekeeper continue to make money. Wonka as well, but again, I was predicting Wonka to become like a sweeper hit. I don't really think the quote unquote elemental effect applies to Wonka as well. But yeah, next is Lisa Frankenstein. No one is going to see this movie. It is a massive box office failure. I expect this movie to lose a lot of theaters next weekend as well. The Land of Bad. Never heard of this movie before, but I don't. This movie is a box office failure. I think this movie cost like $20 to $40 million to make, and no one went to go see it. So The Land of Bad is a failure. Mean Girls at the box office is not really doing probably what they were expecting to do. I think they were expecting this movie to make more money than The Beekeeper globally, but no, it has not. It has made more money domestically. I think that is the title it will hold. But Beekeeper is having better legs than Mean Girls. It is just simply the fact of the matter. Okay, of course, the movie had okay-ass legs at the beginning because of no movies. But again, once more movies started to appear in the theaters, Mean Girls was negatively affected as well. We also saw a lot of other things, including Turning Red as well. And also, Oppenheimer is still in theaters. Yes, Oppenheimer. And also, Barbie was still in theaters until very recently as well. But it seems that Oppenheimer had better legs than Barbie, which means Oppenheimer is still in theaters. So yes, if you're able to find Oppenheimer in theaters still, you can still watch the movie in the theatrical experience. But Turning Red, this is a big embarrassment for Disney. Okay, it has passed $1 million at the box office, mostly because they wanted to keep it in for Valentine's Day. But Turning Red, no one really cares about this movie, but it has done better than Soul. That's the only thing I can give it to it. It has done better than Soul. Okay, but again, they wanted before it made a holiday weekend as well. I wonder how much Luca will do, but Turning Red is still a massive disappointment. I think they were expecting this movie to make like $6 to $8 million. And no, we're not tracking Turning Red. Okay, that's a streaming release. We're not tracking streaming movies. Okay, you know, as well. But that's it about this weekend. Madame Web is a failure. No one went to go see it. And they released it in 4,000 feeders too. And it is probably one of the lowest openings for a 4,000 feeder release as well. You know. You know. Do they have it still? I know on Box Office Modes they have the showdowns thing, but you could do that easily with any movie on the numbers. You know. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is just the record. Miscellaneous records. They have to have a yell. They removed the worst openings. Yeah, worst wide openings. They had worst openings. But if you exclude all these movies of only 3,000 feeders, yeah. I think Madame Web is the lowest opening for a 4,000 feeder movie. I think it is. Yep, there's Madame Web. 4,000 feeders, worst opening for a 4,000 feeder movie. And you can exclude, and yeah, that's exclude. I think it's a movie that opened worse of 4,000 feeders. We're gonna go see. Has there been a worse 4,000 movie opening? Oh yeah, the Nut Job 2. Okay, so it's the second worst then, because I didn't. They released the Nut Job 2 and 4,000 feeders. Man, they must have wasted a lot of money on that. Wild Wild Crocodile, that would be second. Strange World will be third. Okay, Madame Web is not the lowest grossing. Puss in Boots is the fourth, but that movie had insanely good rigs as well. So Madame Web is the fifth worst opening for a 4,000 feeder movie. Or behind Strange World, Puss in Boots, The Nut Job 2, and Wild Wild Crocodile. And all of those are PG movies. So that means this is the lowest opening for a PG-13 movie. By far. Okay? Because Nut Job 2, and 3 of those movies that open below them are animated movies. Okay? And one of them is Wild Wild Crocodile. So a lot of people didn't like that movie. But Puss in Boots is not a flop, obviously. That movie had insanely good rigs at the box office. Insanely good rigs. So Puss in Boots, you can't really count that one. Okay? Because that movie had extremely good rigs. Madame Web is not going to have no rigs. It's going to have no rigs like Nut Job 2 and Strange World as well. Which makes this one of the lowest openings for a 4,000 feeder movie. Okay? One of the lowest openings. Okay? Absolutely one of the lowest openings for a 4,000 feeder movie ever. Okay? And for a non-family friendly movie, it is the worst opening. So yes, we can use the title of Madame Web is the worst opening for 4,000 feeders. Of course, if you exclude family-friendly movies. Okay, if you exclude the PG movies, and of course Strange World, so stuff like Puss in Boots, Strange World, and Nut Job 2. Okay, it is the lowest opening ever for a movie of 4,000 feeders in terms of the weekend opening. Goodbye.